Not necessarily you, Brian. I was hoping Andrew would be here. My main beef was the idea that women shouldn't be allowed to vote. I mean, that's
that's not my position.
No, I know that's
not my position.
Yeah, so that was
Andrew's
what.
not here.
Yeah, that was
so.
what I. That's what I took issue with.
Why should they be able to vote?
You're not serious, right? We're not going to have this.
Oh, if you want to have the discussion, let's do it.
Really?
I think we should.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Should women be drafted?
No, I said I don't want to be drafted.
Let the veteran answer that question.
But we're going to keep on. If you're going to do this, we're going to have to keep on the subject. So voting, meaning what do you mean that women? First of all, let me ask you, what's your position?
No, I'm asking you your position. You're the one who wanted to talk about it. I'm happy to steel man it. So why should they vote?
Well, I think that, first of all, it's a bizarre notion that the United States government or any other Western country would ever take a woman's right to vote away from her. It's a nonsense conversation that seems to be clicks for cash kind of conversation, because it's never going to happen.
You're still not giving any reasons.
It's never going to happen. Under our
a lot of times in the past, and most countries in the world, women don't vote.
Our Constitution does not allow for that. Our Constitution says that men are created equal. Men and women are created
right. So
equal.
should we draft women?
Listen, if you want to draft women, you can. You can talk to President Trump or President Harris, whoever is in charge, if you want to do that. But what we're talking about is, can women vote?
Yeah. So once again, what's the reason why women should vote?
Because they're a human being.
So
they contribute to society.
Okay, let's take it one by one.
One
by one. Human being.
Mm-hmm.
Should infants vote?
Yes. So first off,
hold it into the mic.
Women are half of this population. They have a right and they have a say, and they deserve to be represented.
Why?
Because they are half of this population. They are human beings, and our Constitution says that we are equal. And not only that, but society, Western society, this is a regressive idea that women should not be able to vote. And what it would take...
Regressing to what exactly? You're saying 10 things. We need to take it one by one because it's spurging. So regressing to what?
Regressing to 100 years ago, over 100 years ago.
Is that a bad thing?
Yes, it is.
Would you say morally we're better off now than we were 100 years ago?
But we're not talking about that. We are not talking about the effects of women being able to vote and extrapolating that to where we are morally as a society. Because Hitler also happened when women were able to vote.
So if you look at how women vote...
I mean, what do you want to... What?
No, I just want you to lay out a logical argument as to why women should vote.
We drawn
because you've said they're humans. You said they're humans.
When
Hold on a
women were
second.
able
You
to
said they're
vote.
humans. Infants are humans. Should infants be able to vote?
No.
Okay, cool.
People who...
What's the next one? You need to take it point by point. You're doing a lot of talking, but not making too much sense.
Okay.
Women are humans. Okay, not a good reason. What's the next one?
No, but that is a human right. That's what I meant to say.
Okay, so...
It is a human right to be able to vote. So we can just scratch that I said women are humans, and we'll just say
right to vote
it is a human
who?
Right to vote.
According to
I
who?
think women should be able to vote, and for the sake of this being clipped, I don't think you're doing a great job at all of explaining why women should be able to vote, because now people are going to see them and be like, that's why women shouldn't vote. They can't make up their mind.
Okay,
I mean, that's not a good job at all. Women should be able to vote,
but let me be clear.
She's making more sense than you.
Right.
There's so many reasons I can name. You please do a better job. You're representing women that when this is clipped and people are saying this is why women shouldn't be able to vote. Like, there's so many reasons.
Okay, well, you tell me.
We're a part of this society, and we do make up a big population, but we're also part of this society. We work, we contribute, we pay taxes. We're forced to pay taxes. We go through the education system. We make decisions about our children, and we want the best for our kids. That's why we vote. So we.
Should we take it one by one?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, first one. You work and pay taxes.
Correct.
14-year-olds work and pay taxes. Should they vote?
I think the age is 16 to work, but.
Should they vote?
What?
How old do you have to be to vote?
18.
Why can't 16-year-olds vote? They work and pay taxes.
Because they're just working and they don't understand the system.
You know it.
How's it a straw man?
Because you know that the voting age is 18. So
it's called logic.
It's a cluster of things. So the fact that it is our human right to be able to vote.
No,
the
it's
fact
not.
that we
According to who?
contribute to
You know, you made a claim. You made a claim. You
Mm-hmm.
have to substantiate that claim.
Mm-hmm.
Where is this human right?
Okay, so I didn't
Tell
say
that to the people of
but
Tajikistan.
I would say that to oh my gosh, the organization, the United Nations has declared that it is a woman's human right to vote.
No, they haven't. When did they say that?
The UN's also cucked.
Yeah. Well, anyways,
A kindergarten shouldn't be able to vote.
Yeah,
a kindergartner shouldn't be able to vote, but
you have to
they're a part of the education system, just like a 16-year-old works.
Oh wow,
in
you sound so much
taxes,
smarter than I did.
No.
I'm making actual points, so I disagree
Operation
with
Meow.
that. Is that a weak point? No.
So yeah, kindergarten.
Can I interject
Please,
just for a
go for
second?
it.
So I feel like a majority of the women here are more conservative leaning. If you look at how women vote, they lean more left, more liberal. They make bad decisions in voting. I think that if you want to be able to vote, you have to be up for the draft. I think that's true. Women should be able to give away that right.
You think that women shouldn't vote, is what you're saying?
No, I said that women could be drafted. That's what I'm saying.
But do you think that it's desirable to have women fighting in the military?
Would
you be?
Why not ask the person who is in the military?
Sure, let's go there.
What does that?
Go there.
What do you mean desirable?
So would you rather be standing side by sides on the front line with a woman or a man?
I mean, it depends. I don't want some scrawny idiot on.
A man.
Generally speaking.
Yeah.
A man.
Yeah?
The answer is a man.
If you wanted to go into battle, you'd want to be with a man, right?
Okay. I just rethought it.
And also, women...
I just rethought my point. Men are genetically stronger. Mm-hmm. Men can build muscle quicker. Men have better endurance. But that doesn't have to do with voting, in my opinion, whatsoever. We all have brains.
Well, I'll tell you why it has to do with voting.
Okay.
Because if you are a woman who is able to vote, then voting gets people into power who can send people off to war, who can send countries off to war. Whenever America goes into war, actually, Australia follows them, by the way. But yeah, so if you can send people to war, have the power to nullify somebody's vote who's older than you and you can have that power, then why should you not have to go to war?
Yeah, but you're making two different arguments here. Like you're saying that if women want to vote, you're saying if this, then that. You're not in any position of power to enforce that. Why are we even having this discussion? What are you going to do? You can't make somebody who wants to vote decide they're going to enlist for the military.
So you're saying regular people shouldn't talk about politics?
No, but what I'm saying is that it's sort of just being provocative because it's like, do you know what would have to happen for the vote to be of question?
Just remove the 19th Amendment.
And it would be absolute anarchy. Women would not.
What are you guys going to do about it?
Listen, women have guns. Women have guns.
Society.
Women know how to fight. I'm not saying we.
Hold on a second. You talk for long periods of time. You need to shorten that a little bit.
All right, go ahead.
So you said that it would be anarchy. You said all the women would get up and get their guns. How do you think that would go?
I'm just saying it wouldn't go over well.
How do you think that would go for the women trying to overthrow the military?
I don't think that they care. I think that in our country, I don't know about
Why don't you
Australia.
answer the question? How would that go for the women if they decided to be up in arms with all of the anarchy and try and overthrow the government and reinstate the 19th Amendment?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that in order for the 19th Amendment to have to be taken away, retracted.
Yeah, they pass a bill.
It would have to be a major upset in our political system for there to be a constitutional amendment.
And then what's going to happen?
Women
and then what are they going to do? Are they going to vote them out?
Could I add something?
You're asking, you're
if the women are so pissed off about losing the vote, what are they going to do? Vote them out?
Okay, listen. Tell me under what circumstances would it be possible for women to lose the vote? I really want you to just lay it out for me. What's the scenario?
Sure, there'd be a Republican
No, that's
president.
Not what I said. Like, what would happen? What would have to lead up to it?
You right now. So a Republican president would be elected. He would propose a bill that would go through the Senate and the House that would be to remove the 19th Amendment. It would go to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court would be based Republicans, and they would say, yes, get rid of that 19th Amendment, and then the women wouldn't be able to vote anymore, and then the Republicans would get elected more.
And we would all just live together happily, and we would all buy each other Coke and sing happily hand in hand. No, that's not. Never
What
gonna
else
happen
would
because-
we do
but
at
listen,
that
because-
point?
Wait, hold on.
I'm not going to be an anarchist if that, but I mean,
Hold on a second, one at a time. You guys can all throw your opinions at me. Go.
You know what I'm saying is this. I'm not trying to attack you. I'm just
attack
being
me if you want. I'm happy for you
being
to.
very animated.
It's a
but
conversation.
What I'm saying is that for what you are suggesting, it would have to be all men Senate, all men Congress.
Yep.
Or the strongest
That
ones.
is not. When has that happened?
Why should women be in politics?
Okay, you're not. This is not.
You
a good
can be
faith
angry about it,
argument.
or you can make a logical argument. Why should
No,
women
you're
be
not.
in politics?
But your argument isn't good faith because you are not giving me
I
the
can give you- I
setup.
Can I
of how
add and
it would
backtrack
work
for a
and
second?
realistic.
Yeah, add something.
I'm going to add and backtrack for a second. Men, women and men are born differently.
Certainly.
Every human being is born with a brain.
Certainly.
And everyone is able to think. Men are gifted in the sense that they are stronger, they run faster. That's why we have men and women's sports, which I fully agree with. Men, women,
Less
women.
neurotic, less agreeable.
That's what in women, you can't have a kid. Everyone's born with different things. But for the entire population, we all have brains to think. We all have arms and legs, the majority, obviously, to work, to do all that. Therefore, women should be able to. I can't tell if you're playing devil's advocate or you really believe it, but you're from Australia, so I'm happy that you can't vote here for that. I will say I'm happy for that.
That's fair enough.
But men getting drafted, they were born differently. We're born differently, but we all have a
And
common
so-
thing, which is a brain, and we could think.
I
And like she
got the
said,
point. I got the point. I'm ready to answer it.
Great.
Okay. So men being drafted
Sure.
because they're physically superior to women, right? And then you said that we can't have children.
Physically superior is not what I said. You have different stuff. You can't have a kid.
What-
Someone could argue the opposite.
Okay,
way.
so would you, like we made the argument before about the men going into the military, you'd rather have a man next to you because he's physically superior. Most men, the vast majority of men, would beat up most women.